Hello, welcome to Local Edition. I'm Leslie Leyton. In the city of Placentia, 70% of the budget goes toward salaries, pensions, and benefits. That is a big nut to crack. And because of that, the city has come up with a budget stabilization plan. The mayor of Placentia here now to talk about what that plan is. Welcome, Scott Nelson.
Thank you, Leslie. Good to be here again.
Thanks for being here. Well, to find out what to do, first you need to find out how bad it is and where you stand. What did you find out with this plan?
Well, I think we've talked before. You know, when I came in, end of 2007, we were about $6 million in the hole. We've slowly dug our way out of that into the black as far as reserves go. But what we find ourselves this year now is running at about $1 million to $1.5 million budget deficit in our operating deficit. So, you know, that's going to create an issue for us. We've got issues where, because of pensions, pension liability, and the fact that CalPERS is now going to adjust their return rate, the taxpayers are going to have to pay more. So if we don't do something now by 2018, we're probably going to run at about a $4 million a year budget deficit, which obviously is unsustainable.
And that is a quick change in how much of a deficit you have.
Oh, absolutely.
What are some of the things that you are concretely looking at that are on the table, the changes that you think you need to make a difference to prevent, really, the city from going into bankruptcy?
Well, and again, we had an outside company do this budget stabilization plan. They essentially did a forensic audit of the entire operation of the city. And in some ways it's kind of exciting. We think that we can actually come up with a new model for a city. But, you know, cities' old models, you had a lot of managers, you had a lot of employees. We're looking at completely consolidating some of the different departments, engineering with planning, especially since we're a built-out city. There are many of these that we don't need anymore. We're very fortunate that we have a lot of long-time employees, so we can do this through attrition and retirement.
But even raising taxes, cutting employees, is this enough? Is it enough even to cut benefits and salaries moving forward, because you still have a lot of people retiring in the pipeline, a lot of unfunded liabilities to come? Well,
is it enough? No. No. But as you know, and we talked about before, one of the big things that we have to do is create revenue, which we have been doing. Mm-hmm. We've got our downtown area, which is essentially going to be the hub of our economic center, the Metrolink station coming in. We can continue to cut, and we can create this new model that I'm talking about, but eventually we've also got to have revenue also, and that's going to be a big thing.
What kind of response are you getting to these proposals that you're making, to possibly contracting out, raising taxes, cutting employees?
You know, to date, Leslie, it's interesting. I think that many of our constituents are aware of the problems that we've had for a long time. I think the few comments that I've gotten is they're appreciative of the fact that we are attempting to do something. But starting next week, we will have workshops for the public. They will be able to come and see exactly what this plan is about, and we do want their input.
Okay, so for those of the people who aren't going to actually come see it, what is it in a nutshell that the stabilization plan has in it?
Stabilization plan has a number of issues. We have a number of assessment districts throughout the city that were set up when new projects were built. They don't pay for themselves anymore. That has to go to a vote of the voters, especially within the assessment district, so we can put that money back into the general fund. There is the look at regionalization for the police department, or the bidding out of the contract to other cities or the sheriff.
I guess the important thing is you're taking a closer look at the plan, the problem, and coming up with a plan, and we'll continue to talk about this next time you come here. Thank you very much, Scott Nelson, and thank you for joining us. I'm Leslie Leyton.